the music.
Deadpool is a story about a mercenary with questionable morals who, through certain events, becomes an anti-hero of some moral character. But here's the eternal question though. Is the Deadpool movie the best movie of the year? Well, considering it's February, that goes without saying. Or is it the best comic book / superhero movie ever? No. It's a good film, but I feel it's being overpraised just as Guardians of the Galaxy was, which I felt was a good film, but was given way more love than it should have. Maybe because it was slightly a different film that had came out and people just jumped on it whole hog. That being said, here are some pros and cons that went through my mind as I was sitting there looking at the film. Pro: it's pretty faithful to the tone of how Deadpool has been depicted in the comics. Con: if you like the trailers, then what you've seen is about 75% of the best content of the film. Oh, there's some other good stuff in it, but I feel that in some ways it would be better to go into this film cold without seeing any of the trailers. You might actually like it more. Pro: there are a lot of jokes, so even if some don't hit, others will, and there really are some really good laugh out loud moments. Con: once again, there are a lot of jokes and not all of them hit. Some just fall flat hard. Also, one of the reasons people don't take superhero films and Marvel films in particular seriously is their use of comedy. This type of comedy, the constant wisecracks or self-referential humor, won't be for everyone, and odds are if you don't like the first 5 to 10 minutes of the film will never win you back. Pro: it's a relatively short film at just under 2 hours. Because of the short runtime, there aren't many or any slow bits, so you won't feel bored. You may not like the film because of the humor, but the film never overstays its welcome. Con: once again, it's a shorter film, and because of that, certain aspects of the film aren't gone into. For example, the experiments that make way into Deadpool. They're supposed to turn people into superheroes, and then this unnamed agency used them as slaves. We never see that part. If it were in the movie, it would have given more emotional weight to the film. Also, we never see Wade's mutation actually activate. Con: it's an origin film, and film audiences have complained that they hate origin films. Pro: it's not completely an origin film. The film shows Wade's backstory through flashbacks. Also, it doesn't stay in the flashbacks for too long. This probably is the best and most creative way they could have done this film, because the general audience is coming into the film and doesn't know anything about Deadpool or who he is. Also, the main focus isn't in the origin story. The origin is completed about at the halfway point of the film. Pro: the supporting cast works good, mostly. Weasel, Colossus, Megasonic, Teenage Warhead, and Vanessa, and the cab driver too, they all work well off of Wade and each has their own distinct personalities. Con: well, not all the supporting characters fare as well. It's obvious that the filmmakers didn't have that much faith in Gina Carano since she only had maybe 3 lines in the entire film. Her character was be tough, and that's it. Meanwhile, Ajax will come off as being evil for the sake of being evil. I actually don't have a big problem with him because he explained his personality in a line earlier in the film saying, and I'm paraphrasing here, that he was never a good guy, and once he lost the ability to feel physically, he's just stopped being able to feel emotionally as well. But in that case, it was more of a choice for him. Pro: the action and special effects. For the most part, they look great. It appears that a good deal of the film was shot on location, and when a scene occurs on a set, you mostly can't tell. The action scenes weren't too fast, and there wasn't a lot of jump cutting. They also were well thought out, and a lot of the film comedy comes from the action scenes. The best special effects, however, was Deadpool himself, or more specifically, his eyes. There isn't any logical reason why his eyes seem to be shrinking and enlarging, but it works, and it's a great callback to the comics, video games, and animated series. Was this film supposed to be in 3D? Because certain scenes, for example, the opening credit scene, seem to have been made in a way just for 3D. And now, time for nitpicking. While I didn't take away from my enjoyment of the movie, certain scenes did appear cheaper than others. For example, after the resolution of the film, the scene looks like a set. I know the film only cost $68 million, so I'm guessing they were running out of money at that point. Also, while I'm fine with only Colossus and Mega Sonic Teenage Warhead as the only X-Men in the film, I just wish they never were shown at the Xavier Institute. At times, Xavier seems to be so fake and empty, so it would have been nice if some extras were walking around to make it feel alive or like a real school. Also, why is Colossus always in armored form even while eating Frosted Flakes? Also, Colossus' armored form did seem kinda odd, too CGI-ish, but then again, how do you realize a walking metal man? Also, why did it seem that Wade's face looked better later in the film than when he first gained his powers and still was all burnt up? Finally, Colossus and Deadpool did seem a bit underpowered. I felt the same way with the characters in Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't know why studios do that. Do they do it as a way to keep the characters more grounded? Even though at times Wade heals ultra fast, but at other times incredibly slow. I list this as a nitpick because it does work in the movie. It gives the Colossus fight with Angel Dust some tension, and the Deadpool baby hand was the funniest part of the film. My favorite part of the film was actually the two main leads and the love story. Both Ryan Reynolds and Maria Baccarin had great chemistry and played well off of each other. I believe their relationship and their love. Because of this, I was able to go with the story. Also, before the film was released, as kind of a joke, there were spots of Deadpool being promoted as a romantic film. The funny thing is, it does work as that. It's one of the best romantic comedies I've seen in a while. When was the last time there was a R-rated action romantic comedy? While I don't share the same amount of enthusiasm as other critics about this film, I do recommend it. This is an enjoyable film that crosses various genres, does it well, and doesn't set for an obvious sequel. This film can work either as a one-off standalone film or as part of a franchise, its own or as part of the X-Men universe. The film works if you know about the character or even if you don't. Even if you aren't interested in seeing the film, I say see it for two reasons. One, you might find something in it that interests you and you might be able to give lesser parts a pass. And two, this is an R-rated superhero film. Yeah, I know Kingsman was R-rated, but I don't consider that a superhero film. And movie studios only make PG-13 films because they believe that there's a wider audience for that, and R-rated superhero films have a history of failing at the box office lately. If Deadpool succeeds, then maybe film studios will be more open to different types of superhero films or just films based on comics in general. After all, superheroes are only one genre in comics. And if Deadpool does that, hopefully the CGI animated film Sausage Party will do that for animated films as well. And until my next video, goodbye.